Hey guys, here's a quick tip on how to show buildings appropriately. So you can see that there's an outside line for the building, and then there's a big gap here, and so it really looks like two different buildings here. And that is not what we want to show. There should not be a gap in here. The reason for this thick line is really just to show the building as an important part of the project. If we just leave a thin line like that, then the building doesn't show up as an important part of the project. If we make a thick line by making this 2, well, now the building shows that it violates the building setback. And that's not the case. We aren't trying to violate the setback. So the only way to make this line thick is to leave the outside as a 0 line and then to offset to the inside. And so a lot of times I like to offset maybe 1 foot. So offset 1 to the inside. And then if I make these PW of 1.5, that leaves a very small gap in there. But when it prints on paper, it just looks like one thick black line. But at that point, the building isn't, the thick line doesn't encroach past where the actual building does. And if you're doing a really big building, like a 100,000 square foot building, and you want a thicker line, then just offset a little bit more. So let's say if you offset by 1.5, then you would want the polyline width to be 2.5. So half of 2.5 is 1 1/4, and so then you'd still be left with that 1/4 foot gap, which on a normal printout would just blend together and it would just look like one thick